Hey guys, welcome to another video. Now, a few days ago, Eugene Harton released a video on the DayZ development YouTube channel, and it was really showcasing some of the new 0.63 DayZ update, which some people have seen in the demo, but this is the first time they really released some solid video content, and I wanted to talk about a few of the elements that they showed and the connotations, what this might affect in game. So let's have a look. One of the great things they've introduced now is when your character falls from an easy height, a height that's not going to break your legs, your character will not break their legs, which is great. And it doesn't seem to take any damage either. And they've thrown in an interesting animation now. Your character will fall onto all fours. Now, this is obviously going to create a moment of vulnerability. So if you do jump down from somewhere, you're going to be prone on all fours, and there'll be a second in which the animation has to run through and you then have to get up. So that's something to think about. So again, it's one of those things you're going to be questioning how you approach certain obstacles in game. Talking about obstacles in game, stamina is now going to be a massive thing, and wonderfully it is more affected now by having more gear. So if you're really kitted out and heavy, your stamina goes down more quickly, which is great. So you can imagine a situation in game where some guy's got a total military kit and he sees a Bambi. If he wants to shoot him, he can't chase after him. He's got to take a shot and try and get him. He won't be able to catch him unless he sheds off all his clothing. So there's different paces, different gear, which will be interesting to see how that affects player interaction. I think it's a great concept, really immersive. Another intriguing thing they've introduced is the dash attack. Now, it's as it sounds. You run, you lunge in, and the character does this big swing. Again, this opens up moments of vulnerability. So if you manage to dodge that particular swing, you might have an opening where you could do some serious damage to this player who's just run at you. And another thing I want to know as well, are these do they have a set length? So if you run and you then swing, is it a question of having, say, 5 or 6 meters of space where your character has this compulsory movement that you can't break out of? I mean, you're kind of locked into this swing. And what if you overshoot? That might be another thing as well you have to consider. So we're going to be reassessing how the character goes into combat, and you may not want to dash into combat. And how much extra damage does it do? Well, I hope it does double damage. If you put enough welly into something from a sprint, you're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Talking about damage, there's the multiple targets damage. Now, in the video, they've lined up some characters and someone's swinging across based upon the type of weapon they've got, and it hits the different characters in that one swing. Now, how are they going to work this damage? Is the character directly in front, the one closest, I guess, going to take more damage? Or is it the person who is at the top of the swing, so maybe on the right, if you swing right and downwards? Who's going to get the most damage? Are they going to, each one going to get the same damage? That's going to be really interesting to find out how they manage that, because this is another big thing in game. Having this type of, this customized swing, or these different swings based upon the type of weapon you've got, and they've got different sets of swings for different weapons. Some of them are quicker, some of them are going to be slow, which will be interesting to see as well. So that's fascinating to see how that damage is spread out. Another little thing as well is you can only turn 180 degrees. So as you turn, it stops at 180 degrees if you're swinging the mouse around. And then you have to swing the mouse around again to sort of get the kind of a continuous movement again. So you have to swing it and then swing it. So this is, in a sense, going to slow the character down from moving around on the spot dramatically. And for me, it's quite an interesting concept, because if you were on your spot and you swung around, you'd be slightly disorientated, wouldn't you? Probably. I mean, maybe not if you're an 18-year-old athlete, but, you know, a lot of people would be. So how's that going to work? And does it mean that you could potentially stand behind someone and avoid their swing if you followed it round? And the final thing that I think is really going to change how you approach players and how you perceive them is how aged they are. So if your character has a beard, he's been in game and looting quite a while. So that means that he might have some good loot, even if he doesn't necessarily look like he has it. So perception of people is going to change based upon these new models, the shaving and the aging and the kind of the wear, because they're putting scars in as well now. So that should be really interesting. How's that going to work? You're going to get scarred, and the signs of wear and tear are going to be on your being for people to see. I can't wait for 0.63. It's going to be so exciting. This is why I'm doing these videos. I just love talking about it, discussing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found it interesting. If you've got anything you'd like to add down below, I haven't mentioned everything in Eugene Harson's video. I just wanted to discuss some of the points that I thought were quite intriguing. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.